Hello and welcome to episode 11 of our Ostriv Alpha 4.5 Let's Play. It is presently December of 1730, soon to be 1731. We have 164 people in our town, and we are finally cash flow positive for the first time in this playthrough. We've got 4 more houses queued up right now, as well as a platform for water and a well for water in a couple different places in the town. And our chief concern today is adding some more optimization to the town, a couple of benches for resting, another charcoal pit for this lime kiln right here, even though we don't have a ton of, well, I guess we have half of the limestone left, so better late than never. And figuring out a couple more things we can export for financial gain. So let's go ahead and get right to it. Set it on 12 times speed. Take a look at where we might want to add some more benches. Now, theoretically, the idea is that you have benches near places where people work so they can take rest without having to go all the way back to their house. But what we have been neglecting is in construction areas having benches as well, so construction people don't have to go all the way back to their house from wherever they are. So with that in mind, we have more houses being built over here. Let's go ahead, start putting in some benches in some residential areas, just because we can. We'll just put a couple in various locations. And then we'll seek out a couple of other spots to do so as well as we go about our business today. And also right here in front of this granary seems like a pretty good spot. We already have a couple over here on the farm, so I'm not worried about that at this exact moment. Out in front of the tavern seems like a pretty good spot. We'll put a couple of those. If I can get it lined up correctly. There we go. I think we have one in here. Oh, we don't. Okay, well, you know what that means. We're going to put one right here. Let's see, where else could use one? Down here, of course. Put a couple here. I see people are already using them. It's very encouraging. Right outside the town hall, why not? Put a couple right here. Theoretically, this is something I should be doing as we're building, but I've been neglecting it. So we might as well catch up now. And of course, right outside here is as good a spot as any. We'll tuck one away right here. And we have a messenger from Durkachi, so we'll check in with them in a little bit. Now, right here, there's this little inset that I didn't realize was there, so we'll take advantage of that and put a bench right there. And we've also got these chicken farms and stuff over here. So we'll just put in generally useful locations over here. We already have a couple right here, so that's fine. And right outside the trade thing, we already have one, so that is looking okay. So how about right in front of the salt works? Go ahead and pop one right there. And then, of course, right outside of this as well. Looking good. We'll put one there, and we'll put one there. And that ought to take care of that for a while. And we already have a couple over here. So that is looking good. We already have people sitting on them. So that is fantastic progress once again. Now let's see what else. We already have a couple over here. How about around here between trees? It's probably a pretty good spot to put some. We can just kind of sprinkle them back and forth. Yeah, so they're already full. How about that? So these people must have really wanted these things. I can't space these evenly because I was dumb. So we'll just kind of do one of these numbers here. Seems like this is a pretty popular spot. We'll just keep adding more and more of these because why not? I don't think there's a law that says you can't have too many benches, so we'll take full advantage of this. Just put a whole bunch in here. And that also helps to cement this area as a place where people can go relax. We'll do some more landscaping, maybe put in a gazebo or two at some point in the future. But now that we have a bunch of benches taken care of, let's go ahead and put in a charcoal pile. I am going to get the grid back from this just for a second. So we'll just go ahead and put this probably right here. Just put it right next to the lime kiln. That's already done, ready to go. That's looking good. Looking very good. We have a couple more houses to build. We have this platform right here, and then we have another well, which is over here. Stuff is looking pretty good. So as far as crops for this season, we've got buckwheat, we've got potato, we've got sunflower, hemp, wheat, and a fallow field. So they're going to be quite busy indeed. And I like the off-center, but still kind of organized feel of this area over here. I think that's going to be quite nice. So in keeping with tradition, we'll go ahead and put in some wonderful birch trees, because that's what we usually end up doing anyway. And they're not going to be perfectly spaced out, but that is fine. Just have some stuff that looks pretty nice. Nothing wrong with that. And we are going to expand this way a little bit, so I'm not going to go all the way to the edge. We'll just kind of more or less evenly space these out. That is an improvement for that area. Take advantage of all of that good stuff. These trees are growing up nicely. These two that we replanted because they weren't perfectly spaced out are kind of funny. But in a little bit, they will be magnificently tall trees and they will look wonderful. And these trees are growing as well. This is actually looking pretty nice. I don't know what the full height of cottonwood trees are supposed to be, but I think these are, well, these right here are probably done or close to. Yeah, stuff is looking really good. I am quite pleased. I think everything is looking fantastic. And now we actually have money to go out and send messengers to our water trading partners. So why don't we go ahead and do that? And we'll see what they have to offer and what they are willing to offer us. And then we can stock our exports accordingly. Because now we are going to be getting to a point pretty soon where we have the ability to ramp up our production, especially for things like shoes and clothing. That messenger is at that place. Okay, so they're selling mead, which we will go ahead and purchase. And they're desiring all these things. We can't quite export sunflower oil yet, but that's good to know. And then the rest of this we're probably not going to be exporting for a while because we don't have the robustness of the supply chain for that. Honey we have plenty of. Dried fish we have plenty of. Salt we're producing, so that's good to know. We'll go ahead and, while we're here, go ahead and pause so I don't let this other messenger go away. I'm going to go ahead and stock this with sunflower oil to the tune of 2,000 units. And then we can also stock here to the tune of 2,000 units, because we'll have some of that pretty quickly. So we'll get that taken care of there. We have Marifas here as well. They're offering other stuff that we have plenty of. And I don't think... Oh, we are exporting salt. Okay, good. So we can sell them salt. Sometimes I forget what we're doing. And we have Barvin Cove here, offering iron, lime, wool, sheepskin, buckwheat, and horilka. We're going to buy the horilka because we can. We can't export flour yet. We probably could be exporting potatoes, but that's really not enough, in my opinion. Now, we're not going to have enough sunflower oil to export, of course. But I think we're pretty good with that. Let's just make sure real quick that we actually have storage for our mead and horilka. I don't remember if we do. No, wheat and flax here. We also need to do more storage for our farm products, as someone has pointed out in the comments. Platform is done. So what we're going to do is we're going to, not right behind the tavern because we do want to expand this thing just a little bit. But somewhere in the vicinity of the tavern, we're going to want to have our warehouse for all that stuff. So how about right behind the smithy? Go ahead and build 2 right next to each other. And we can use that to hold some other supplies as well. So these houses are all done over here. I love how this looks with the offset diagonal lines. And this little area with the trees in the middle here is a nice change of pace. Looks like most of the trees, all these trees have been planted. They'll look quite nice in a while. I love it. It's fantastic. It's really, really pleasing. And I think we're already off to a better start than we were last time with all of our stuff that we were doing in that town. As great as it was, there were a lot of things we weren't doing quite correctly. So we've got these warehouses. We should... Yeah, we're importing here, and then this will be moved over here as well when that's all finished. This warehouse is just about done. So we'll go ahead and make this one for mead and Harilka to the tune of 5,000 apiece. That'll be done. Then when this warehouse is done momentarily, we'll go ahead and copy all of our settings and then get this stocked up. Most likely with other farm goods. Probably, judging by this, potatoes. If it will let us store potatoes in a warehouse and not a granary. I cannot remember, but I think it should. It doesn't, huh? Okay, well, that ruins that plan, but we can still put in... Probably, let's see, what else? How's this looking for supplies? Okay, they're overfull of the bark here. Bark, lime, cowhides, and sheep hides. I think we can store wheat and sunflower in a warehouse. We should be able to. We're storing wheat and flax here. So why don't we go ahead and do a little bit of a combo here. We'll do some firewood because you can quite literally never have too much firewood. I don't know what it is, but, well, I know what it is. It's because they use it to cook and heat their homes. But it just seems like an unreasonable amount of firewood sometimes. Do that. We'll do some sunflower. And we'll do a little bit more wheat. We'll go ahead and stock this at 3,000 sunflower and 2,000 wheat. Get that taken care of there. Go ahead and apply all of these settings again. And this is already being imported here. Of course, we won't have anyone in the tavern until we get 200 population and once they start selling alcohol on the market anyway. So... it being June of 1731, I think we have enough time, if we are careful about how we build things, to get to 200 by the end of today's episode. That really could be as few as 5 houses, depending on who ends up moving in. So, that being said, let's go ahead. I'm going to plant some trees along here, and then we're going to put some more houses going this way. This is not straight, but that is a-okay. Let's go to our spruce trees here, because these grow up to be nice and big. And they'll mesh nicely with each other. Create a nice little ecological barrier here. So we'll get this all set up. We'll put in some more houses. And we should be in a pretty good spot to set up for the race to 200. That might even be what I call today's episode if we make it there. We will find out. I guess if you're watching this, you know if we succeeded or not, because that's what the title of the episode either is or is not. Or maybe I'll just say the race to 200 with a question mark so you don't know. Got to keep you on your toes. We're getting there. We're almost done. Almost. There we go. That's going to be fantastic when that's all done. So let's come over here to our village houses with gardens. Give this one the old 1-2. Get this lined up. Pop this out like so. And then we'll just connect right next door. Should be able to get 3 lovely houses right here. I love this F1 adjustment. It's just a lifesaver for building houses here. Alright, so that is going to be a nice addition right there. We've got those 3 houses. And then right here in this corner, we can go ahead and come right back at it with house like this. Right, like so. Place is occupied. Okay, now it's not occupied. So we'll do this right here. Then we can move this side like so. Move this house like that, and then we'll come in like this. I think if I did this right, I can put another house right here in this corner and have like a weird shaped thing going on here. So we'll do a couple more here. Again, this F1 thing is just an absolute lifesaver. So it seems like that's going to be fine. Right here, we'll pull this back just a little bit because of how that thing was set up. Put this all the way in the back of the lot. And now let's see if we can get this weird little corner lot taken care of here. Probably going to turn it into some sort of trapezoidal nonsense. Ooh, that's going to be awesome if that works. Looks like we're going to be just a little too close. Just a little too close. But if that's straight, we can take care of that. Just give them a little thing like that. That'll be quite nice. And then in this little spot, we can put in some lovely spruce trees. Just right on the outside of here. Kind of fill in this space a little bit. And I think that'll look quite nice. If we did this correctly, this right here at the corner should be... Yes! That is going to be so nice looking. It's going to be a huge improvement over this area, and it promotes a density, but is not just a completely boring grid. It's got a little bit of variety to it. So we'll go ahead and give them 12 times speed to accomplish all that, because there is a ton of houses to build. We've got 12 in the queue, and we can go ahead and put in a bench or two to try and give them a place to rest. Over here at the construction site. And in the middle of here, go ahead and put some benches as well. Because why not? Just a few there. And that will be a whole lot of stuff they're taking on here. Let's check on our wells. They're doing okay. Probably should build some more, but I'm not super worried at this exact moment in time because we have, well, most of these are half full. Should be in pretty good condition here. Now we can just kind of watch them build for a little bit. Hopefully it is faster rather than slower. Looks like crops are doing a-okay. Stuff is going well. We don't have a ton of open vacancies, but we are on the path to getting those filled, and that is going to be nice when that's all done, taken care of. These houses should go up relatively quickly. If I can remember where the... Okay, yes, we have people employed here. That is doing fine. Lime kiln is looking good. This is all looking good. Making sunflower oil. Yes, we are. And these warehouses are being stocked up slowly. Looking good. And our market stalls have been stocked with the alcohol, it looks like. Yes. All right, stuff is looking fantastic. We should be in a pretty good position here. Of course, this house is just about done. We'll watch them build the last little bit of that. Right. Already occupied, so that's good news. Yeah, I think we're going to be really, really happy with this. And the further away from the town center we get, the more dedicated to off the grid we're going to become. So that's why I was trying to keep some sort of a semblance of organization in this general area, with a little bit of departure from these angled things here, and a little bit of this going on. But the island I'm envisioning is going to be very, very fluid in terms of design and have different angles on houses. Like probably a lot like this, but for most of the island. I don't know if they're going to all have the gardens or not. We will find out, I suppose. Let's just hope they can get these houses built relatively quickly. I think these trees that we're planting in the middle of things are going to help as well with some of that sense of non-uniformity. Even though they are in straight lines, it kind of helps break things up a little bit, so it's not just a completely flat development of square houses in square lots arranged in squares all the time. It gets you a little bit of a variety here. Because this area right here, I really like how this looks. So we might as well, actually, let's see what this messenger has for us right here. Can we sell sunflower oil? We can, so let's go ahead and do that. Flour we're not stocking, but we do have a pretty good amount. Potatoes we have plenty of. As far as iron goes, we probably should buy more. So we'll go ahead and order that. The rest of this, though, we're in good shape. We don't really need to buy anything else. I was thinking, I want to put a gazebo probably in the corner here. So, I like the gazebo 1. So let's rotate this to be kind of right like that. That'll be nice there. We'll go ahead and put some bushes around it because we can. All right, that'll be quite nice when that's done. And we already have somebody moving into here, a new family with an adult child and almost an adult child. So we're at 181. We've got 6 more houses left. I think we're going to be in pretty good shape as long as people can build houses rather quickly, which it seems like they might be able to. We are going to need more carts and other things. So let's go ahead while we're waiting. Go ahead and I don't think we have enough people to employ at a cart shed yet, but we can get cart parkings set up. We've got one here. We've got one somewhere over here. Yeah, over here. So I think we need, let's see, where else would be a good spot? Probably, if I had to guess, up here near the trading post. So we'll put this right outside here. That won't get built for a while. Yes, I know there's one right here, but the idea is you get more carts and they will be in better shape to deliver everything they need to deliver. And at some point we are going to make this area look a little nicer, put in a fence and some more trees and things. That is going to be an issue for another episode. Right now we're just trying to get people to build the houses quickly. Probably should have built another construction office if we're being honest, but this will be a helpful component of the process anyway. So we can just kind of relax and watch them build, see how long it takes them to get stuff done. I just love watching the town grow. It's very relaxing, very soothing. Nice way to spend a little bit of time on a Sunday afternoon. Well, Sunday afternoon where I am, at least, right now. You might be watching this in a different place or in a different time. But the feeling is the same nonetheless. This house is just about complete. Just need the thatch, and that's going up. And this is already occupied. So I guess we had a lot of marriages that had to happen, which is not going to get us to 200, but will set us up pretty well. Depending on how fast the other houses get built, we could still be in pretty good shape. It just takes time. You can't always get everything done you want to get done, but as long as you put in the planning and the effort in place, you're going to be in pretty good shape. So I hope you don't mind if we just spend the last couple minutes of this episode appreciating the building process of the game. I always find it interesting, and I know a lot of you do as well. And sometimes you just want to appreciate it without speeding it up. And sometimes it takes a little bit longer, and you can't justify sitting here the entire time. But nonetheless, look, I mean, look at the variety here, especially with the different geometry we've got going on. It's really, really pleasant to look at. And how about that? It's on the end of September. We're basically already completely harvested. They just have to gather the threshings from the field. But everything is looking really, really nice. I'm very happy with it. I think we are making fantastic progress. There's a lot to be proud of this town. And our trees continue to grow. Everything is just looking so nice. And we are going to have to expand over here and probably put in another bridge somewhere over here. I would like to see if I can... I didn't pay attention to where the trading boats came from, but I imagine they probably come from up here. I would like to avoid putting a bridge between the trading boats and the part of the map they come from, because it's kind of distracting to see a giant ship with tall sails go under a 10-foot high bridge that just cuts it off halfway up the mast. So we'll stick to that. We'll see what we can do. But it looks like things are progressing fantastically. This forestry is already making quick work of the trees here, supplying us with our much needed resources. This house is, for whatever reason, not being built incredibly expeditiously, but we are just about done with it. We'll see if that is... Oh, a new family. Cool. So that's 186. We have 4 houses left, so we might be in pretty good shape to get to 200 by the end of the episode, as long as people are quick about it. So looking good indeed. And they're already here, and they're ready to go to work. So that is good news. And we have a messenger from Panitoon, I guess. Mead, we can go ahead and purchase more mead. Sunflower oil, we'll go ahead and export 1,600. And that's the only thing we're exporting presently at the trading dock. But yeah, that is good news to get that. We'll have to pay attention to how they come into the city. I think it's from up here. If it is, that's good. Theoretically. Because we're not going to be building on... Yeah, okay, so they come up here. This is so small over here. We're probably not going to be building over here, which means we don't need a bridge across there. And if we did, we'd just have a bridge here, and it's probably just going to be, I don't know, hay dryers or something. We'll see. I love watching these come in. Although I think you can see the water in the bottom of the model here. Whereas the fishing boats you can't. I don't know if that's just an oversight or whatever. But I don't know, it's not immersion ruining for me, at least. Then these are getting unloaded. That's looking fantastic. I kind of wish there was a crane animation with this little crane here. Maybe sometime in the future. But it's still really fun to watch. And keep track of what is going on here. And this house should be built relatively quickly. It's so much fun to watch. I know, I keep saying I can't get over it. It's just nice, you know? Well, anyway, while they're taking care of that, let's think what would be a good place to get the thumbnail for today's video. We just have a little bit of time before the snow starts falling, and I don't like how the snow looks on the thumbnail, so I try not to mess with it. So why not right here with this area that we're developing? I think this would look kind of nice. Do a little bit more angled so the little triangle here doesn't cover up too much. I think this would look quite nice. So we'll go for that. And that'll be the thumbnail for today's episode. We'll see if we get to 200. Somehow I doubt it. But we'll find out. And new family moved in. We're at 191. And I don't think we're going to be able to build 2 more houses by the end of the episode, but we will find out what we're able to get done. I love this. It's not complete chaos, which I appreciate, not being complete chaos, but it's also different enough to be interesting and not just blocks and blocks and blocks of houses all facing the same direction with the exact same lot size and everything. These two lots are pretty small, but the houses don't change size, so it's kind of a moot point to talk about that. Yeah, we've gotten a pretty good amount of stuff done here. We're still cash flow positive. Well, if you look at this, we're not, but that's because we did some importing. If we weren't importing, we would have positive cash flow. So yeah, lots to be proud of here. As they wind down our construction for this episode, this is a good time for me to remind you that I do live stream on Twitch at twitch.tv/jcthebeard, playing Ostriv and some other games as well. The plan is for tonight, sometime around 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern time. That is GMT -4 for our European friends. I will hopefully be doing a multi-hour live stream of Ostriv growing this town and making a lot of progress before we resume posting videos on Monday. Well, Monday being tomorrow, I guess, technically. But yeah, I'd love it if you came out and just had a good time hanging in chat while we're building some city and enjoying each other's company. So if you feel inclined to participate in that, you are absolutely more than welcome. Just head on over to twitch.tv/jcthebeard around 8 or 9 p.m. Eastern Time, GMT -4, and we will do our best to have a good time and just enjoy each other's company. So hope to see you there. If not, that is more than fine. I appreciate you watching these videos just as much as I appreciate you doing anything else. You guys have been extremely supportive and make it really fun to keep uploading new videos and talking with the community. And we are close to 1,000 subscribers, which is a fantastic milestone. So if you are not subscribed, and there's 68% of you watching these videos who aren't, I hope you'll consider subscribing and being a part of what we have going on here. It helps the channel out a lot, and it's going to open up a lot of other opportunities for us to have a better community engagement and other things as the channel grows. So yeah, hope to see you in the next video. Hope to see you in the live stream tonight, and hope to see you continually as we continue to grow the channel and this town and see what other stuff we might want to get into and have fun with. But yeah, that is all we've got for today's episode, and we will see you later. Bye-bye.